I'm saying that because I want to pose this question, and it's scary, and it's hard to think about, but we have to. If Jalen Hurts doesn't work out, and I'm hoping that he does, AJ Brown going with him.
All right. So, Joe, since everybody forgot you were here. Joe,
I'm here, so.
what do you think with this new offense, right? And a defense that maybe can get turnovers and get the ball back to the offense? What would you like the Eagles to be? Run first. Give me your percentage.
I mean, I got to see where Jalen Hurts is at. If you're just asking me right now off of what I saw last year, I would say 60-40 run. I think that's where we were good. That's what happened last year, and that's how we were winning games. So I would not ask Jalen Hurts to go out there and pass the ball more than like 25, 26 times. But if he's looking better, maybe you change that up. But off of what I know right now, off of what I saw last year, I would have to say stick with what you were doing. Stay run first.
Free for all, guys.
50-50. 50-50. You got to balance it out. Miles Sanders should be up for a contract. You ain't get AJ Brown to just run way more than you're passing. Jalen Hurts got to throw the ball this year. 50-50. You got to see both. You got to see the run and the pass, in my opinion.
Yeah, I want them passing more this year. I want to see a little more passing. I don't want to overdo it and rely heavy on it, but I want to see them pass more. I'd like to see them get out of some of those design runs and stuff for Hurts. I know he's good at it, but I don't want the guy getting hurt. He already had ankle surgery, right? So I like to see a little more passing. I'm with LB, close to 50-50, yeah. I would say.
Same. Again, I'm a mix. I'm agreeing with y'all, but I agree with what Castro was saying too. We got some easy teams early. We gotta establish the run, but also we can use those two easier teams to kind of see what Jalen Hurts with that arm done this offseason. But I mean, unless Jalen Hurts has made huge leaps and bounds, then we are going to still have to be a run first team, because the other successful teams who have a quarterback who isn't like your hero type, win you the game with his arm quarterback, they are run heavy teams. Ryan Tannehill, Jimmy G. Let's use the run game. Let's use that offensive line. Yeah. Run the ball till we see what that arm.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Wait, LB, you're coming down. You're coming down. You coming down off the 50-50?
I'm 50-50 because I gotta.
50-50 though.
Yeah,
right.
I gotta know. So 50-50, but take away the design runs like 500 said. That gives you equal plays. You know what I mean?
Don't just start airing it out because you got AJ Brown down there. That's all I'm saying. Don't get too happy because you got AJ. Make sure you can still hit that target. You know what I'm saying?
But how many passes do you want to see Jalen Hurts throw? I think that's an easier question, because 50-50 is like, how many plays are we going to get? Right? But like, how many passes do you feel comfortable Jalen Hurts throwing a game?
50% of the offensive plays.
Right. 50%. Right. 50. Yeah. 50%.
26. If he goes over like 26, 30 passes. I don't know if that's
he should have the ball a lot more, though, because of his defense.
Facts.
Yeah.
He should have the ball a lot more because of his defense. So, yeah, man, you got to throw the ball, buddy. You got to throw the ball.
Gate, where you at?
I hate to tell you guys, it's going to be a hell of a lot higher than 50-50.
He said let it loose.
You're going to say let him throw, right?
Yeah, they're going to let him throw. There's no doubt about
it. There you go. You got it. I love it. I love that.
Yeah, it's going to be.
We got to know.
I would say there's going to be some semblance of balance. I do think that there's an argument to be made that they need to run first down. If we're talking about run first, set yourself up for successful second and third down plays. But I think it's going to be closer to 60-40. Maybe at best you're looking at 55-45, but I'm going to go with probably 60-40 because you got the number 5 yards per route run wide receiver in AJ Brown, 5th highest productive wide receiver last year, 2nd highest productive wide receiver the year prior. Dallas Goedert was the most productive tight end. He had number 1 Y per RR among all tight ends. You got DeVonta Smith, who was a top 40 guy in that statistic. You got Quez Watkins, who's got the vertical ability to take the top off of you. I honestly think it's going to be more 60-40. I'm not going to sit here and tell you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it'd be successful or anything like that. I don't know. We got to see it. But
I love it. I unleash that shit. Let's do it. Hey, listen, we got to know if this guy's the guy or not. I'm okay with that. That's perfect for me. Let him go out and let's see him rip it. Let's see what he can do.
I'm okay with that too.
I'm
2
good
and
with
5
that.
again. I'm okay with that too. We're 2 and 5 again, and realize that it's the same.
Yeah, but then we know we got a problem, though.
Yeah,
but
then we know we got a problem.
It's a difference between what we're saying and just abandoning the run. The first
Correct.
70%, we just didn't run at some point in the season.
Not
at all to even create balance. Like literally, guys, we set records not running.
90-10's not balanced, bro.
No, that's not.
It's got to be balanced.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where I'm coming in too. Go ahead, LB.
The 50-50 is cool because 50-50 keeps you in the space where you got to run half of the time. So therefore you can't abandon it. But 60-40, listen, just don't 90-10.
I change. I'm 60-40 too. I'm going 60-40.
Nah,
I want
60-40. It's 90-10 the other way now.
I don't like the dads.
But look, this is where I'm at. I agree. I think we're going to pass more than run. It's going to be close. If we're not 50-50, I'm not saying no 70 or I think 55-45. I think again. Yeah, the Eagles didn't. Again, we went to two extremes. We went from, as you said, breaking a record for not running at all, right? 90-10 the opposite way. And then when we got into that Lions game, that Saints game, right? Back-to-back Lions and Saints, we ran the ball 40+ times. So we went from 90-10 passing to 80-20 running. And I think Nick Sirianni got on too many extremes. I think that once we started seeing easier competition, which it is easier competition, we started to be the perfect amount of balance, right? Then you started seeing Hurts's attempts creep up to 25 attempts, 26 attempts, 24, 28, 29, right? And if you're passing the ball 29 times and you complete 20 of them, 22, 21, I think you can get it done. You can have 200 some yards that way. That's why we saw Hurts have a lot of 150, 180 with some on the ground. My whole thing is, we got to see, but we also want to win. I don't want this year to be only about evaluating Hurts, right? I want to win games. And if you give me a dub at the end of the day, I don't care how it's done. But as Gates said, I think that is what we want to be. And I think that the run game will be more effective. Again, Jordan Howard might not be on this roster. And when we were running 40 times, we used all the running backs and we had a bruiser. I don't know if we're going to have a bruiser. We should. We all agree we should, but I don't know if we will. With that being said, Miles Sanders was at his best when we sprinkled him in, and same with Kenneth Gainwell and stuff like that. So I think that you cannot abandon the run. But if you're playing more under center, which we did at midway point, right? Lose the 90% RPOs. You can run them, but not at a 90% clip. So you get more under center, pass the ball, run the ball, play action comes in the hand, and I think you still got to let Jalen win some games. Again, you can reel him back if you start out 0-2 or 2-5, like you said, but then you're reeling him back, trying to get to doing what you do, knowing where you're going next year. But I think that you don't get A.J. Brown, you don't give him $100 million, even though that's going to be cheap in the longevity of wide receivers. If you're just going to, Tennessee didn't give him $100 million for that same reason. We ran the ball 35 times a game, bruh. I like you a lot, but Treylon Burks is sitting there. We're going to have to let you go to your best friend. So I think that you got to, definitely throw the ball, but keep it balanced.
I agree.
No big tendencies either way.
Yeah. I like it.
I just want to win games. That's all.
You're muted. You're muted, LB.
All right. I'm gonna go. I wanted to go last. Everybody went, right? I wanted to go last because I wanted to pose a question after this. I'm going to go 60-40, and it's passing. To me, yes, you would definitely have to keep the defense on their heels, not knowing what to do. The RPO, 90%, all that, yeah, definitely scratch that. I'm not saying don't use it, but use it at particular times. You can use it on 3rd and 5 and those kind of things. You can keep the defense guessing. But we do got to understand that now we have a wide receiver, and we know wide receivers are divas. I don't care what anybody says. Wide receivers are divas, so you have to keep them happy. You have to make sure that they get the numbers that they want to get. And I'm saying that because I want to pose this question, and it's scary, and it's hard to think about, but we have to. if Jalen Hurts doesn't work out, and I'm hoping that he does, AJ Brown going with him?
Nah.
What do you mean? No, AJ Brown. AJ
Brown
Brown just got paid.
He can request a trade.
He
Just
got
like
100
all
million
these other
reason why.
guys.
He got
If
100
Hurts
million reason
doesn't
why.
work out, and we bringing in somebody better than Jalen, then AJ Brown is staying. They bros, but they know this is business. Like I'm not going with him just because
I
he's
don't
my
know.
Ain't
friend.
going on.
If we bringing
He
in somebody
came in-
better,
Like I love how he did, but he didn't come here because of Howie Roseman.
$100
He
million
came here
got
because
him
of
here.
Jalen Hurts.
He came here because he got traded.
But
He
look,
came
no,
here
because he
because
got
of Jalen
traded.
Hurts.
He came here for that bag.
he came here
Let's
for
not get
that
that-
bag.
Let's not get that confused. That's
No.
about the
He
bag.
came here because that's where his
Sorry.
checks
That's
are.
about the bag.
I love my friends, but come on. He
Right.
didn't come.
So
Listen.
you think he can go to another team and get a bag? Like I don't understand it.
No,
You don't
he
know what other teams was on the table. Who had an 18
It's perfect.
with a wide receiver?
Because he wanted to come here because of Jalen Hurts.
I don't
Do you know
think
why
Well,
Tennessee
people
had to
realize
trade him? Do you know why Tennessee had to trade him? Because he wanted to get paid. So the whole trade option came up because they didn't pay him. Listen, if Tennessee offered $100 million, he probably stayed.
He would have stayed.
Yeah,
What
he
if they-
wanted to stay. He
He
made those
would've
quotes
took
saying
less.
that. Like he
Yeah.
wanted them. He wanted to stay. He was like, now that I want what I deserve, I'm a diva. Boom, 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 boom.
He was the best. Listen, he was the best choice for us. It was either him or Debo
I
Samuels.
asked the question. I gave you the answer. All right.
No, the answer is no. It depends who you're with. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of friends in the NFL. All them dudes play together in high school. They play together over the summer. They're not just staying somewhere because bro under center if he not in.
Let me ask
I
you
mean,
this.
we did see Rob Gronkowski retire because
That's
the
the
goal.
they friends you, but you just get, hold on. You just gave me and said that don't happen, and then when I get you something, you like, oh well, that's not but it did happen. But
He
did it
retired.
happen? Yes or no? Did it happen? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It happened.
No, it didn't happen.
Rob and Tom Brady.
No, it didn't.
Teammates. And Tom,
No,
yes, if Jalen Hurts wins, AJ Brown 3 rings.
I'm hoping we don't have to have this discussion.
With
I'm just
Jalen.
asking. I'm hoping just doesn't come down.
That's not the major concern for me. The major concern for me is that if you're struggling in the first 6 weeks before what's week 6, the Dallas game, if you're showing signs of struggling right there, passing the ball, sad to say this, but Gardner Minshew can pass decent enough to make some plays down the field.
Or
If you if you go out there, listen, I don't want him running the ball because if you go get hurt, you might not get this team back. There's too many weapons out there, bro. It's too many weapons out there. If you go get hurt, you might not get this team back. Minshew could do numbers with this. That's a fact, man.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo could do
but
numbers.
for how long?
Huh?
For how long?
LB always goes back to Jimmy G just because of that. Listen, let me say this. Okay, listen. If LB says something on Twitter, even when he comes back around, low key, he always keeps that in his thing. He always keeps that close.
But hold on. But for how long though?
Huh?
Like
how long do we want to wait? Say we 2-4. Knowing damn well we should be starting at least 5-1 or something like that. Say you 2-4. How long do you want to wait? How long do you want to do you want to see some end of the season heroics, or do you want to be on the beach chilling this season?
Ain't
like
no
10
way.
and 3?
It ain't.
I want to be 10-3.
Major injuries.
Unless
Unless we get major injuries, it ain't no way starting this team we should be 2-4 at all.
That's how.
So if you do, would you pull Jalen Hurts? If you're 2-4,
It depends. It depends. If he's putting up 27 points,
Order in the court,
and the defense is trash, I'm getting rid of Gannon in the middle of the season. You got
I'll do it in the middle of the game.
Gannon got to week 2.
He got to week 3.
Gannon got to opening day.
halftime.
2 weeks.
He got
2 weeks.
He got to week 2. I'm gonna tell you why.
All right, so we got the Lions, right?
And then you got Justin Jefferson and them. If you let Jefferson if you playing 8 yards off against them, you're done. We can't waste no time
because we do know. All right, we only really face one elite quarterback. Dak Prescott is but we do know Kirk Cousins owns us, no matter where he plays in Washington or at the Vikings. He owns it.
I'm telling you. that he can be owned.
I'm just saying
He
he
can be
owns us,
owned.
bro.
He sucks on Monday night games. He's like
He don't own.
2-7.
He don't own this defense. He don't. I ain't never seen him own no goddamn team with Slay and Bradbury. We better kill Cousins at home. Open at home. Open
I
again.
agree. I'm
Monday
with
night?
You know what
you.
I'm saying?
I'm with
Better
you.
kill him.
But I'm not firing Jonathan Gannon if
Shit.
Kirk Cousins go crazy.
If you playing, if you are playing 8 yards of coverage week 2, we got to get ahead of this early with this roster. You got to
Let
go
me-
because you're gonna do it again. If you
Let
do
me
it,
ask
if you
y'all
do it
something.
open the game, you're gonna do it again.
Would you rather have the offense? Would you rather have the offense change? Like you said, we start 2-4, we start off bad, but we're passing 60-40. Would you rather have the offense change back to a run first offense, bench Hurts, or just keep it going and see what happens throughout the year and evaluate Hurts? Out of those 3 options, what would you rather
Hurts
do?
struggled, if he struggled,
Yeah,
I'd rather
and it's
pull him.
clearly on Hurts.
Pull him.
You got to pull them. You got to stay 60-40 no matter. Listen, if I'm the quarterback, it got to be 60-40, and then when I fail, you got to pull me. Based upon the weapons, you got to throw the ball this season. You can't hide your hand because you think your quarterback got deficiencies. Dude got to air it out. I believe in him.
Yeah, but let me just say this though. Do we think that Nick Sirianni has that stuff in him to say before like midway in the season to pull somebody? We're not talking injury, right? LB first started this conversation by saying Hurts gets hurt, no pun intended, and knock on fake wood, and then he loses his job. Do you think you could pull him? Like, not you guys. Do you think Nick Sirianni will pull him, or would he, again, as Joe said, change the game plan and then, you know what I mean? Do you think Nick Sirianni could do that?
He gonna
I
pull
don't
him.
think he got it in him to pull him.
I don't think he will.
He needs to be pulled. He would need to be pulled, but like you said, I don't think Nick Sirianni got that oomph in him to pull him.
I think he'll pull him.
I'm trying to tell you.
He's trying to fix it.
I think this year he'll pull him. The screams will come from high hell if this team is trash.
I think it's more because he's gonna be fighting for his job too. Like he's under a microscope.
He got to protect himself.
Yeah, he's under a microscope too. And like with all these weapons that you got, you under a microscope too. We not just talking about Jonathan Gannon.
That's why he'll pull him.
Carson Strong in the cut, you know they're gonna want to try them out. If
Gate, is he pulling him?
I'll be honest with you, my opinion, Mike. Y'all remember that scene in Gladiator where they thought he was going to poison his food, and then the guy tells him,
tasted it for him. Yeah,
he's got to destroy your name first. I think Jalen Hurts would have to lose the locker room first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has that locker room.
Gates always bring an order to this shit. All right, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's why I had to throw him in.
I think if they're 2-4, 2-5, and it's clearly because Hurts is struggling, I think he will lose the locker room.
If you're losing a bunch of close games and you win some shootouts and Hurts has improved and you still 2-4, then it got to be a defensive issue. So it could be a number of reasons why we could be 2-4.
It have to be Hurts because of Hurts.
Yeah.
Right. It have to be because of Hurts struggling.
There's
if
different
it's
ways.
the defense, it depends how it goes. But if it's clearly because Jalen Hurts is struggling, I think they're going to pull him because I think they gave him a whole year last year, and then now they've given him weapons. Mm-hmm. They expect a lot more. And look who you're playing early in the season. Your schedule in the season's not that bad. You shouldn't be losing to teams like Detroit. Okay, so if they're struggling early, I think it's a problem.
This is when you know he's going to be pulled. Listen. If If AJ Brown stops texting him back, you know he lost his job.
Right.
Let me ask everybody. I want to ask everybody, including on the chat. And I made a video about this probably like a week ago. I think that Jalen Hurts has the most weapons that a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback ever had.